So we should be recording now.
Oh, hand me my phone, please.
What do you need?
In case Christopher calls.
Oh, this could cause interference.
Oh, crap.
So
right.
have it sit on the table. Intro.
Yeah, interference, and you have your phone.
No, I'm holding mine way over here. I'm holding it over that way. Hi, I'm Steve.
I'm Dawn.
And welcome to Our Road to Camelot.
So today.
Yeah, in this episode, now we're kind of going to be breaking order of how we've traveled.
Yeah, you can see I'm wearing my Green Bay. That's like in a number.
Way in the future. We're time travelers now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about 3 of the resorts that we've stayed at, starting with this first one. When we bought this fifth wheel, we had this flyer in and amongst our paperwork that said, hey, come check out our campground and you'll get 21 days of free camping. Well, figure it out.
Turn that down.
Yeah, 21 days of free camping is actually pretty good. So we decided to go. It was an organization called Outdoor Adventures. They're pretty much mostly in Michigan, and they have one property in Ohio.
They're all in Michigan except the one in Ohio.
The one in Ohio, right. Yeah. There's quite a few of them. There will be right here, it'll say how many exactly are there. So we decided, you know what, let's check this out. We had to sit through a presentation.
Of course.
And we're going to kind of talk about the different properties. Just so it's not all about outdoor adventures, hang in there. We're going to talk about Frankenmuth, a very cool little German town.
I love Frankenmuth.
And we'll talk a little bit about that too.
Got killed there.
Yep, got killed. And the dogs got a pasty.
Yes, they did. The dogs actually had a pasty. So
stay tuned just for that. Okay, so outdoor adventures.
Yes.
We got some talking points here. First of all, we're going to quick recap on the 3 parks. First park was Lakeside. Huge park.
Very large park. Over 900.
Right.
Over 900 sites.
Now, we did have some gripes, but we're going to cut away to me in front of the site, going over those gripes. So, you know, in all fairness, let's get the gripes out of there too. There are pros and cons.
Yes.
So here are the cons. Okay, so we drove today about an hour, 10 minutes or so out of Lansing, just past Flint, Michigan, to a little town called Davison. We're going to be here for 3 days. It is Outdoor Adventures, and we're at their lakeshore property. Strike one was basically when the directions took us to an entrance that they don't use. So now we're on a little tiny 2-lane road, country road, and we can't turn around, and now we're told to enter from another entrance which is behind us somewhere. So we finally found our way around and got into that. Wi-Fi is absolutely horrible. It keeps going in and out. The Wi-Fi is pretty bad. They had us pick out a spot, and we were hoping to be able to stay through this next week, and we were quickly told, oh, we're completely booked. All 600 or 700 of our campsites are booked for the entire week, the rest of the week and weekend. So we pretty much can only stay till Wednesday, Thursday if we're lucky. Our tour is on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, which means depending on when that thing ends, that means we've got to pull up and try to leave at that time. I don't think so. That's not going to work out too well at all. So yeah, we're kind of not sure what we're doing or where we're going at that point. We'll keep you posted. Another strike against them was the fact that, okay, they boast an indoor pool, which is closed indefinitely. They have a bridge. We're parked within about 100 yards of a bridge that's supposed to take you over the lake to the main buildings. Well, it's closed. We can't cross it. So that means we got to drive completely around the entire complex with a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit, which they enforce quite strictly. Takes probably about 15 minutes to drive what we could have walked in less than 5. Plus, the other thing is that this resort is only in Michigan. They have 8 Michigan properties and 1 Ohio property, and to be honest, in another month, we're not even going to be in Michigan anymore. And the other thing that, just to bring up, is when we asked, well, could we book after this weekend? Oh, they're completely booked solid all the way through July 7th. So, yeah, we've probably about 3 to 4 weeks booked out. So, what is today? Today's the 10th. Yeah, so almost a month booked out in advance. Now, that could just be this resort. So, I'm going to call ahead as soon as we do the tour on Wednesday and find out about their other resort in Grand Haven. So, that's about it. We're going to be going to Frankenmuth tomorrow, so that should be fun. And I think the dog's just peed outside. Oh, Sierra heard the dog barking. All right, so that's about it. We're probably going to turn in early and get an early start tomorrow to get to Frankenmuth. It's about 35 minutes away, and we'll check that out tomorrow. So now, the pros. You know, I didn't want to base all of our talking on the one site. Right. It was big. It had a nice lake out there. It was a beautiful, it was a beautiful campsite. The actual park itself wasn't bad.
No, it was very beautiful. I mean, the park itself is really, really nice.
And once they fixed the problems,
lake.
Once they finally open up the indoor pool and finish that up, and once they finally reopen the bridge, I'm sure it's going to be really nice. But it was not a very nice experience for our first day. The amenities, they had a little store. The store's okay.
Not a lot in there, really. If you had emergency stuff, it's okay.
Yeah. I already griped about the bad Wi-Fi, so we don't need to beat that one up anymore. And then how closer they are to local attractions? Because if you go, do you really want your experience, that's your only destination? Mm-hmm. Are there other places to go see when you're staying there? Now, my opinion, Frankenmuth was probably the biggest attraction near Davison. Mm-hmm. And it was a little bit of a drive. It was, 40 minutes?
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a drive out from Davison.
But it's a nice drive, though. It was a nice drive. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was a nice drive.
Yeah.
And Frankenmuth was definitely worth it. So when we get to that point, we'll talk about that. So, it is one of those places where this could be your destination. Mm-hmm. It's kind of out in the middle of farmlands and a very rural area. So let's move on, though. Next, we left there. We went to the west coast of Michigan to the Grand Haven, to Grand Haven. Now, we were not able to book Grand Haven on the weekend either, so we stayed at another resort, and then we moved to the Grand Haven Outdoor Adventures. They claim Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi at all in the camp. Okay, you had to go to the clubhouse to get Wi-Fi. Yeah. The Wi-Fi was so bad, I could not upload a video to YouTube. Using their Wi-Fi in the clubhouse, I was there for an hour, and it only showed less than 10% uploaded. We wound up having to go to McDonald's to upload the video. So Wi-Fi, unfortunately, not very good. No. Other amenities, I have to admit, we did not take advantage of all the amenities. They claimed to have a go-kart track. I saw the go-karts. They look kind of cool. We did not go over there. But now Grand Haven was a much smaller park. Yeah. And it was only maybe 15 minutes away from downtown Grand Haven, which is really cool. You'll see that. You'll see that also probably in the next video.
One of my favorite places.
And the beach. I love Grand Haven. It was just absolutely gorgeous. You'll see that coming up. But as far as other amenities to the park, there wasn't a lot. There. Basic stuff: swimming pool, dump station. Being near Grand Haven was actually kind of nice. The fact that the proximity was fairly nice. Mm-hmm. We left Grand Haven, and we then went to a third park, which was Saginaw Bay, heading back to the East Coast again. Mm-hmm. Now this one was out in the middle of fields. It was like
literally.
It was crazy. Now at first we thought we are not near anything. We are just out in the middle of the boondocks.
Yep.
It was a nice park, beautiful park, very shaded. What amenities did they have there? They had a pond to go fishing. You don't need a license to fish because it's
again
no
the Wi-Fi.
pond.
You had to go into the clubhouse.
The clubhouse because the Wi-Fi was non-existent.
They had an adult lounge, as they put it. A pool table was in there.
They had a TV that didn't work.
Yeah.
And
and they had a swimming
and
pool.
By the way, no Wi-Fi in the adult lounge. The Wi-Fi was in the lounge with the kids. So
yeah, I went in there to do some work, and it was kind of they were having bingo, and it was really
it
loud.
was tough. It was a nice facility once again.
It was a fast Wi-Fi though in this one. This one was actually a pretty quick Wi-Fi.
And now they had an indoor pool and an indoor spa that apparently the last day we were there, they finally started to fill it. So we had no access to the indoor pool or spa. So once again, I guess we were just hitting things at bad times. So I can't hold that against them necessarily.
No.
But now they were a mile away from a marina on Lake Huron.
Yeah.
So that if
cool.
you're into boating, that's actually kind of cool that you're that close to Lake Huron. We found out later we just a few miles from what was that Standish, the little town of Standish.
Oh, Standish.
We didn't find Standish till we were about ready to leave.
Yeah.
We were able to book the weekend there, which was actually a good thing.
Yes.
But it was 30 to 40 minutes to Saginaw Bay, to Bay City, and to that area.
I do have to say that most of the campsites though are fairly large. So you have you did have a lot of room around
usually around 100 or so. Oh, you mean the campsites themselves?
The campsites themselves,
not the number of sites.
Where your site, like if you're in your
you had some
specific site,
space.
you had some space around you, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, it is a membership, and the membership is not cheap. Now, when you break down the numbers, is outdoor adventure something that would work for you? Now, for us, it doesn't.
No.
We'll give you pros and cons. If you are from Michigan, you might want to consider it. There are some definite pluses.
Definite pluses.
But it's still expensive. We were looking at it thinking, well, they have what's known as coast-to-coast membership that you would buy into as well. To use outdoor adventure strictly for coast-to-coast is way too expensive.
Now, those of you that don't know what Coast to Coast is
Network.
a networking type membership. You have to buy into a specific membership, like 1,000 Trails or some other
outdoor adventure.
There's other ones out there also that I'm not
There's
sure
a lot
I've
of
seen.
them.
There's a lot of them. They're usually centralized to a specific area.
But you have to buy into that first.
But you have to buy into that first in order to use the Coast to Coast, which is nationwide. The presentations they make are awesome.
They're why
awesome.
they have to be awesome, because they want you to buy in.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you are a outdoor adventure member, you can stay at any of the outdoor adventure parks for free. It does not cost you. You call up, they reserve you whatever time at whatever park for however many days. Now, with the same thing with the Coast to Coast. Now, with Coast to Coast, it was $10 a night for camping. Now, if you've done camping, you're going to realize that it sounds really cheap. So far, this sounds amazing.
Yep.
Now, for the price tags, to do a full membership, it was $16,000 to buy a membership to Outdoor Adventures. And then above and beyond that, there was what, $400 or $500 annual membership fee that you need to pay. So that keeps going even after you pay off the 16 grand. That does not include Coast to Coast yet. You then have an additional, I want to say it was 250 thereabouts for the Coast to Coast membership, and then additional dues to pay yearly to keep the Coast to Coast.
So you're looking at,
lots of money.
Yeah.
Now, I broke it down. If you take Outdoor Adventure and say, you know what, let's break it down over 10 years. Now, obviously, if you use it beyond that, you're going to be doing good.
But if you break down all the money that you're going to spend over 10 years, you would have to and spread that out over a 10-year period. You would have to stay approximately in one of the properties in Outdoor Adventure for 30 days, like 30 days throughout the year, before you start seeing the price drop below $40 a night. So it's not free. You're paying a lot up front. And with all that being paid up front, now they do say it is a lifetime membership. It's not a 10-year membership.
And you can hand it down to your children or whatever if they want it. And from some of the things that I've read, these memberships, if you try to get out of them for any reason,
there's clauses that keep you locked in.
You're locked in. They make it extremely, extremely difficult.
So make sure you read the fine print and do the research.
So
now here's the last point I want to bring on that too. Can I go home and think about it? No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Whenever they say no, you can't, they want to get you now while you're emotionally charged.
They don't necessarily say no, you can't. What they tell you is,
no,
this is all we can only offer to you right now at this time.
Yeah, we cannot.
If you come back, we can't guarantee this offer.
See, now my thing is, what I was trying to ask them is, well, you're giving me 21 days for free. How about if I go to a couple of the other parks, check out some of the other things, see, and then change my mind? But no, I had to make that offer then, or I wasn't going to get all the perks that they were
The thing that
offering.
I thought was interesting is the last park we were at, gentleman comes up.
They did send someone out to
and they did
track
send
us
someone
down.
out to track us down. And when we explained we're not from Michigan, we're full-time RVers, this was something that was offered to us. We wanted to, try and take some advantage of it, and explain to him. He was wonderful, and he said, "You know what? You're right. This isn't going to work for you." And I thought that was really nice to understand. No pressure whatsoever. We talked a little while, just chit-chatting about stuff.
That was the first time that I felt really good.
And I felt good about that one. That was awesome that, he was checking up on us to say, what do you guys think? And is it going to work for you?
Yeah. I'm not going to do the math. If you do decide, hey, we got this free trial to go check out Outdoor Adventures, please check it out.
Any of them. If you have Thousand Trails, if you have, there's a bunch of them out there. I don't know the names. They're pretty much localized to certain areas, like I said before. Read the fine print.
Make sure you're not locked into a contract you cannot get out of. And make sure that when you run the numbers, that it works for you. Don't work off your emotion when you start number crunching. Get into that analytical and try to figure those numbers out. Memberships. I want to do one more thing about memberships. We did stumble on a membership that actually already paid for itself.
Yes.
And we've only used it 3 times. And that is Passport America. It is a yearly fee of about $50. Now, we signed up back when we were in Quartzsite in January. The guy actually gave us a year and 4 months.
When we told him what we were doing and that we weren't really actually
for the price of a year
until June.
We told them we weren't going to start till June. They postponed the start date till June. Well, we told them we weren't starting till May. And so he postponed it all the way to June. And then starting in June, we then had 1 year, 4 months for that $50.
Right.
All of those nights were 50% off because it was midweek. So right there, because it was 50% off, we saved over $50 in camp fees in the 5 nights that we've actually used. We've used it. In fact, we're ahead now. So that one is one to really check out, Passport America. Let's move on to Frankenmuth. Now, we do talk a little bit in the video. So when I do the edit, I won't repeat ourselves. But let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, we made it to Frankenmuth.
Yes.
It's a quaint little German Bavarian town. There is the sign.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it to speed. So we are at Bonner's Christmas Wonderland. I'm sure there's no dogs allowed inside. That'd be like a bull in a china shop here. So
Dawn's going to take the first look around, and probably in about 2 or 3 hours I'll get my chance. No, I don't know. Hopefully she won't be too long.
Maybe not.
Okay, we're downtown Frankenmuth.
It's so quaint. There's an Irish place down here.
We had the dogs with us, and a lot
And
of
of
the
course, we stopped
restaurants.
every 5 feet.
A lot of the restaurants were just getting set up for their summer season, and a lot of them did not have their outdoor seating ready yet.
No.
I was told by a very good friend, you got to go to this chicken restaurant, and we couldn't.
No.
So we have to go back sometime for the chicken dinner.
I hear it's amazing.
It's supposed to, I don't know if it could ever give Knott's Berry Farm a run for its money or not. That chicken
We'll
dinner
find
restaurant
out.
is number one on my
Stay
list.
tuned.
But yeah, we got to go back sometime to check that out. But we did find another restaurant
Yes.
that was had pasties, and
They're
they
dog
had
friendly.
a dog menu.
So we're at the Pasty House. It is dog friendly.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know if you can see behind
Here,
me.
I'll show you. Let me
There's
see.
a dog menu.
There's a dog menu right here. It's a pup menu, and they have cheeseburger pasty, chicken liver, snow, and it's served on a souvenir frisbee. Yes.
So we are in downtown Frankenmuth, and this
Come on.
is such a cool place right here.
Atka.
I'm going to have to reel in Atka, though. He's being a little bit of a pain.
Come on, around this way. Come on. Yeah, sit down. Sit.
Sit down or you don't get your pasty. He likes the fact that they've got water for them, too.
Yep.
Okay, sit. Why am I telling the husky to sit? Okay, you know.
Sit.
Yeah, stay. That worked well, too.
Sit.
Now, you could tell the difference between a dog pasty and a human pasty because they baked a little fire hydrant into the top of the dog pasty, and they baked a letter for what kind of
Yeah.
pasty it was. I think I had the chicken, it had a C, you had
See,
steak, and
I
an
had
S.
yeah.
So, and then the dogs had a little fire hydrant.
Little fire, and they had it's just a beef, like a ground beef type.
Now, tell them
pasty
how they
thing.
served the dogs pasty.
This is what's really cool is what I noticed about the pasties when I was reading it. They serve the pasties on a frisbee, and the frisbee is the dogs to keep. And what I noticed is it was a little on the expensive side for their pasty, but all the proceeds from the dogs' pasties go to the local shelters and rescues. So you know what?
How do you not
How do
do
you
it?
not do that? Okay, so
Plus
it
the
was
dogs
great.
love the
and
pasties.
they love their pasties. But
And the human pasties were really good too, by the
yeah,
way.
human pasties were excellent.
So it was just a fun day of just wandering around the shops and
Mm-hmm.
and walking with the dogs. Beautiful day that we had.
Oh, it
that
was
day.
an absolutely beautiful day. So that's the end of it for this video.
Yeah, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
And if you really like us, hit the little bell, and that'll let you know when we post again. If you have any questions, please ask. We will get back to you. We are also on Instagram at Our Road to Camelot.
So every Sunday at 2, that's when they'll be released. So that's about it. So hope to
That's it.
see you on the road sometime.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
Slán.